Shalom and good day all, this is TLM29 back again for another DC reviews or Detective Comic reviews. And as you can see here, I've got Action Comics issue 1069 and also Detective Comics 1089. I'll now get things organized for the first one that will be reviewed. So as we move into the first one, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? In some essence it does, but my overall rating for the cover is a 6.5 out of 10. I must admit I do quite like the Superman side of things in relation to this cover as what's being shown here. But as for the lower part of the cover, these children feel more like characters made by the Toy Man, one of Superman's villains. So I think their character expressions could have been a little bit better, or their faces could have been done a little bit better for the cover. And that is why I'm giving the cover a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. I will not be covering the backstory in this, so let's get started. So as we start to move towards the beginning of the story, we have Superman being dragged out to an arena to which he'll be taking on, well, one of the characters that are in the arena. We also learned that there are sort of like some other heroes that have been recognized within the DC universe. And of course, Kandor is sort of like on the line. As we move towards the middle of the story, we get a character who is way more interesting than Brian Michael Bendis' Rogol's are. And I must admit, it even comes across better than Rogol's are. And I would choose this character over Rogol's are. And he feels like he'd be a good character if he returned. And last but not least, towards the end, to which when we return, we see Superman catching up with someone else before he leaves to save the day once again. Like I said before, I will not be covering the backstory, but I do actually quite like the art for the backstory. So for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, as I quite enjoyed the art in this story. Next is the area of the story itself. Considering how far we are issue-wise, did we get any comic book references to any of the previous issues? No, we didn't. Next is the area of time. No indication of time when it takes place. Then we move into the location. We learn that this is taking place in somewhere in subspace at an arena. Thanagar is also mentioned by name. The cast of characters consisting of Clark Kent Superman, Lois Lane. We also had Huxer, Cord and Terra Nord, I think it is. And last but not least, we had the character of Jimmy Olsen. For the overall story rating of this, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Detective Comics. So as we move into Detective Comics, issue 1089, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as the story begins, we have Batman taking on the something from the Organ Queen, and of course going to kick her butt. As we jump towards the middle of the story, we also get a little bit of help from the character of Catwoman, plus also Talia too, helping alongside Batman. And last but not least, towards the end, to which Batman finally defeats one of his foes. For the internal art, I give it a 6.5 out of 10, as I felt that more time could have been applied to the art. in regards to how it was being brought across in the story. Next is in relation to the story itself. So, did we get any comic book references? No. Did we get any indication of time when this was taking place? No. The location, well, where everything takes place in Batman, in the main Batman universe, and that is Gotham. The key cast of characters consisting of Bruce Wayne Batman, the Organ Queen, Talia al Ghul, Nightwing, Cassandra Cain Batgirl, we had Gordon, we also had the fake Question, Renee Montoya, we had Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, Catwoman, Two-Face, and the Ten-Eyed Man. For the overall story rating in this, I give a 6 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.